You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakney.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Brandon Blakney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Got my guy, Tychawn Scales, on the interview with me this evening on the show. Man, I'm glad to have you on. I appreciate you reaching out to me, rather, to get on and talk about what's going on with your basketball journey, bro.
I appreciate you actually, responding back quickly and just giving me the opportunity to do this. But the basketball journey has definitely taken a different route than I would say was been planned since we since we first met in high school and everything. Definitely went different.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm glad that the game is still taking you places, and we definitely gonna talk about what's coming up next for you. But before we get there, I love to give my guests a chance to kind of talk about themselves a little bit and give us some background. I know back when I was covering you in high school, man, what really stood out too was just your character off the court, just real respectable. Remember you being very, very coachable. So I'm sure that's still helping you through life, bro. Definitely.
Definitely.
For you, take us through how you started playing and how you developed that love of the game and how it's gotten to you to where you are right now.
Definitely. So the game of basketball has been always something I would guess you say in my DNA. My pop's been playing it, and from where he's from, a little small area in like Welch, West Virginia, little high school all-star, I guess you want to say. Went to college, definitely played and stood out to be in the Hall of Fame at his university. So it's been something that was like in my DNA, but I didn't really start getting into basketball until I could say like maybe 6 or 7. I was playing football first, and you ask my mom or anybody, my first basketball game, I was first put on the court, and it was like a defensive possession, and I just went out and just tackled the person with the ball.
Hey, that's how them football players be playing, though, bro.
Definitely. So I can now say like, okay, anytime I play with some football guys, I get my little lit back for that little first incident. But since that like little first game, and I saw how, I guess you could say how bad I was at it, I was like, all right, this is something I can definitely get into. And then from there, it just like passionately started growing to where I'm calling grandpa up and say, hey, I'm done with school. I'm done with all my homework. Can we go play basketball? And he's driving like his 30 minutes down to Summerfield just to pick me up, just to take me like 5 minutes across the city just to go play basketball. But definitely from there, growing up has pushed me to be the best. Playing a little bit in middle school, not really getting a chance to fully solidify myself in high school how I wanted to, I guess kind of gave me that chip and that drive on my shoulder to constantly be better, constantly be working, constantly find that way to get to the next level. Because as we all know, and we all been athletes, like it's not easy competing every single day, going forward with it. So just trying to find that little chip on my shoulder to keep pushing is, I'm glad I like my basketball journey kind of added that to it and added that little feel to keep going.
What do you think life lessons that you've taken from the game that you've kind of carried through to keep pushing through?
Yeah. Patience. You're not always going to get the success you want right then and there. It's going to come in time, and it's going to come when you least expect it, but you always got to be ready. So I kind of always took that into life, is that, my blessings, my success, not always going to come at once, but when I'm ready for it, it's going to come, and I got to be ready for when it comes. And then I guess the other thing is that enjoy every second of it. Life can easily get taken away from you, and it's easy to get caught up into everything and keep your head down. But like, if you can take your time to enjoy every second of it, because like in the game, like you never know, an injury could take you out. You might not ever be able to see that teammates and stuff again. So if you can just enjoy every second of it, it's just going to be the best thing ever. So I would say those are the two big life lessons I took out of it.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Looking back, I remember you at Southern Guilford. You guys had a really good team a few years, man. I know Tyler Dearman was like the big time scorer, but I remember you being that glue guy, that hustle that really could change the momentum and make those get those 50-50 balls and make those momentum changing plays.
Yeah.
How was it for you to embrace your role? You stepped in and scored when you had to, but how was it embracing that role of just doing whatever the team needed? And how did that prepare you to play at college?
It was something different, like, having that talk with Fancore in the office of just like, hey, what does the team need? And him just saying like, look, defense, like rebounding and just being that guy to give us energy and get those 50-50 balls. It kind of told me that, okay, understand, to get a championship team, not everybody's going to be the primary scorer.
Hmm.
Somebody got to be that guy on the floor to get those cuts and bruises, get those plays. And like, I got to college and I bragged to some of the guys and they didn't believe it. I said, bro, I was like 5'10" in high school playing center and I got like a double one time. Would not believe it at all until like I had to like physically show them. But like,
Yeah.
it carried over. It carried over to college. Just understand that like it takes all these different pieces. It takes everybody to work together, and it's different of just handing out a role and everything. Everybody trying to play a role, but like to accept it, it's a different thing because that means that you're working your best and your
Mhm.
hardest to supply something. And you know, I would say that high school team definitely. I'm gonna be honest, it's been like some years ago, but I can say like, everybody had like their key part and everybody stepped up and played their role the best it did. And it was just the best time playing, to be honest. Like, out of all my years of basketball, I would say that's like one of the best group of guys that I enjoy stepping on the floor with.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Y'all's a scrappy bunch, bro. Golly. Just seeing Coach Fancore, I know he recently retired. What were your initial thoughts about that? And what went through your mind?
Uh, first of all, I mean, great coach to the Triad area and to like, Page and Southern Guilford basketball.
Hmm.
Um, Great guy. I love how he just, without you knowing, he's going to pull the best out of you, and it might not be the way that you want it to be, but he is going. You're going to see the picture, and it's going to fold out. So I definitely, congratulate him on his career, his success. I mean, he definitely earned, especially stepping into a school like Southern and turning their whole program around,
Hmm.
and then being able to go to Page and just having those effect of those guys to just be able to bring the best basketball out of them, and just the community that he's able just to attach with everybody. It's just he's just a great guy. Great, it's hard when another coach playing against him and he's beating you. It's hard not to sit there and not smile at the guy and shake his hand after the game and everything.
No, absolutely, man. One of the real ones that's really doing it for the right reasons. And I know just on and off the court, he really cared about you guys. I could just tell by his coaching mechanisms. Um, you finish at Southern Guilford, get ready to play college ball. Take us through what's next.
So I did my first 2 years at Brevard College,
Hmm.
a Division III NCAA. Uh, Great school. I mean, I must say, from the head coach Lee Burgess all the way down to at the time the assistant coach who brought me in, Caitlin Johnson, KJ. It was a it was just like a great atmosphere.
Y'all was private too, wasn't y'all? That's
Yeah, it
a
was
good
private.
education. Yeah, okay.
uh, it was fun because in that time there, Brevard, I got to play against two of like good, I would say close friends, good for guys. I got to play against Garen Deering when he went to Methodist. And then my good friend Drew Cohn, I got to play against him a good couple of times. So
Okay.
Brevard definitely had some good times in there. But, I was just like, it wasn't my fit here. I felt like wasn't I wasn't growing anywhere past where I was hitting. And that's when I kind of pulled a transfer over to Ecclesia in Arkansas. And through college, I can say that's when like the game kind of changed for me. That's when it was more like, okay, I'm now like in that veteran role. I'm now a guy that a coach is looking for to come in, especially from the coach at the time, Tanner Huck,
Mhm.
letting me, a transfer guy, coming in and having such leadership, such a role in a team, and those group of guys, I give them everything because it's weird just having a guy from North Carolina just step right off the bus, like right off the bus talking about, hey, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. Like, bro, shut up. Like, you not
You new guy.
yeah, like you wasn't here when we only had 7 guys playing. Like, wasn't husband, but like those group of guys definitely brought me in, and I definitely learned a lot of just understanding. I guess that's where my knowledge and real expanding of the game started to roll from the coach's standpoint. I kind of played that second unit, third unit type of guy where it was helping some of the younger guys coming in because we were such a young program that at that time I was like, let me get the younger guys ready. And then the senior year, having just the opportunity to step out on a bigger stage, got another coach. I'm gonna be honest, his name Joseph Flegger. That was his name.
There it is.
Yeah, Joseph Flegger, great guy. From the DC area. When I mean a coach and a phenomenal player at his time, a coach, he really pushed you. He came in, he played in like a D2, D1 energy atmosphere, and coming into this like, low D1 school, he kind of turned the whole program. He showed us what it's like to actually be athletes, get on the road, play against competition, and actually got us in the weight room. Got some of those guys got a little bit stronger. It's a little swollen to fill out those uniforms a little bit better. So, and I'm not gonna. That used to be his funny thing. He was like, "Look, y'all was swimming on the uniforms before you. Now y'all looking good in them. Y'all looking good in them." So, but great guy. I can say the field to make this little, I guess, pro run or trying to make my establish a pro career, heck, definitely came for him because he established to me, coming back because start off the year getting a stomach ulcer removed. I already kind of was back like 6 games, and you already know in your senior year you don't want to miss no games at all.
Facts.
Just him coming in and just already telling me like, look, I already know you know how to play with a chip on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
This is just another little crumble I'm just gonna add to it. You got to fight a little bit harder, and I can say I like that little competitive, that little drive that he pushed for us and everything.
Most definitely. I want to go back before we go forward because I definitely want to dive into everything. But I wanted to touch on something you said about how you felt like your role changed from Brevard to your new school.
Yeah.
How do you think that your role changed in what ways? And how do you think that your game expanded over those years in college?
Yeah. So, leaving out from Brevard, around a great group of guys, but I just felt like in that atmosphere, I was more of just like just a true role player on the bench. A guy who was, wasn't a high school all-star, but wasn't too bad in college, like high school, that okay, he could do something on the court and have my moments where I shine big out and show my he got potential. But after a while, I just felt like that was like a place I was stuck in.
Okay.
And I kind of got sat there, and I tried, personal working out, even worked out with some of the guys in the weight room, trying to basically build up to okay, let me see what next year can afford. Sophomore year come in and it's still kind of the same role. And then, I had the little talk with the head coach and he was like, understand as a sophomore now on the court is different. You got to be able to not only still have that competitive drive like he was a freshman, but, you got to also be able to teach the freshmen because in practice, I'm gonna lean on y'all new y'all returner guys to coach them through, get them through.
Facts.
And I had the exit meeting, and me and the coach, like I said, it was no bad bridges burned or anything. We both talked about how we both valued and appreciated everything and how the season went. That right there kind of pondered on me, okay, I'm now junior. I'm a junior on the court. I'm a junior how is my role different on the court? And going into it, I see that I'm coming onto a newly fresh team where there's literally 8 freshmen and only 2 seniors and only 2 seniors and there's 5 juniors. So we was okay, we got now, this is not no a regular practice, just returners, little freshmen, we running through stuff. Majority of our practice are new guys who never seen a college pace, never been on the college floor.
Mm-hmm. So
adapting to it and teaching, that kind of made me take that out of player role and look at okay, as a coach, this is what coaches go through. This is what a coach will see. I kind of had like that Chris Paul moment where I was able to be like a player and coach and really
Yeah.
work with the coaching staff. I'm really seeing it, and I'm not even gonna lie. Like some of those guys, like just the growth they had over just like a year is like it's like astronomical. And I was just like, man, I wish I kind of had that where it was like mostly new guys coming in and like that's that older but not a lot of veteran guys just feeding as much information as you can, being like supportive in your mistakes going through.
That's valid, bro. I don't know if you've seen it, Chris Paul. I don't know if it was new or not, but I just saw his interview on the Pivot podcast, and he was talking about that same thing you were saying about kind of embracing that role of being a teacher and helping mold these young guys.
Yeah, and it's definitely something as you got to start realizing the game of basketball at this point can be taken from me at any point. I can work as hard as I can. It's just that one. It's like that door that you kind of got to realize is right there. And it's like, okay, well, in this game, like, cool, I got my accolades, I got what I achieved, but like, did I pass my knowledge down to somebody else to continue what I, what I left out here? And I'm gonna be honest, like, I felt like in terms of college accolades, like, I might not have had 1,000 points, 1,000 assists and everything, but just the guys that, I was able to show, do, explain stuff out and teach and I'll play with and everything is like astronomical. It's like I'm gonna be honest, it's like one of the best feelings watching my I was freely watching the season, watching some of my like old teammates using moves I was using on them. Like, it felt good. Like father like son type deal.
That's respect, bro. That's legacy right there, though, man. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Oh, you mentioned that now you're looking to explore pro opportunities. Tell us a little about that. What opportunities are you looking at and trying to pursue here?
Definitely. I guess I just want to hit to a point where I can just enjoy the game of basketball, travel the world, and just be content with how everything is going on right now. When I first got back, I don't know if you heard of the little local league here. Excuse me. The Drew League and everything. I was gonna hop in that fall when I took off.
Yeah. Brittany Drew. Yeah, shout out Coach Drew. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna hop right into that, and then I'm gonna be honest. Like right after the college year, graduating and everything, and I at that moment I would say like more like physically fit, like ready to just hop right back in the game. I was just like I need a year. I realized that pro is a different mindset. It's a different type of like competing.
Yeah.
And of course, I had a couple tryouts. I had got an invitation for the Virginia Dream, Carolina Capitals. I had a couple little invitations to their tryouts, and I saw throughout that summer, and me still there that it was posted up camps and everything. I was definitely looking forward getting into that, but now it's just like, okay, no, I need to lock in. I need to kind of get in the gym and like truly hone in what I did. And I want to say shout out to my man Drew Cone, but like that's literally what I did with him for like the first 4 months, and then I kind of went into like a little private lock-in. Like I was just like, I will be in there for like go to like Gold's Gym like early in the morning. Like I get there like right when they open up, and I go in there for like 2 hours just working on drills. And then I met some local guys who did play pro before or who played in college. And whenever I need to get some true competitive runs to help me get myself in, game shape, because I'll be honest, I'm not trying to go over here and got tired after like 5 trips down the back.
For sure.
Definitely use that as like some film, some like level way. It's truly been like a how bad do I want it type situation. And I would say in this standpoint, it relit my passion for basketball. Because like my biggest thing with basketball is that like the best team don't always win, the best guy don't always like have the best night. So it's just like, oh, you know what, this is a thing where it's up to anybody.
Yeah.
And how the game evolved now is just like it's nothing to stop you being pro than just an email, phone call, and a tryout away. To be honest, just get yourself out there.
Facts. You are a highlight away with social media nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. You just a highlight away. So. That's why with this opportunity, the man Rick, who owns the whole, which is called PhD Hoops, it's a little agency and a resource place that kind of helps high schools and college guys kind of expand their game. He goes and he works with like other people who are trying to do the same thing in their countries, and kind of give guys the opportunity to travel the world, learn a different culture, and understand it's bigger than just basketball out here.
Mm-hmm.
But also give me an opportunity to play against like guys that actually compete. And down here in Barbados, a lot of can say I don't know exactly their names, but I'm glad that he's mentioned that hey, some of these guys play for actual national teams, like other countries.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't know for a fact who might be down there, this and that. He said, but understand, he said, someone out there with a camera. He said, I can guarantee that. He said, there's been a couple guys from this opportunity that went and played pro for a couple years and everything. So he said he definitely can see this opportunity. And this is funny because he hit me up before with this somewhat opportunity, but this was like around in high school.
Uh-huh.
And he had called my mom, like, hey, hey, Miss, I want to bring your son out to Europe. And that's when he lost my mom that way. My mom was like, nope.
You can't start with that. That's not the
Yeah. I had to tell him, like, you started off wrong. Maybe if you talk to my dad, like, you break it to him, he could probably give it to her correctly. But as soon as she said, take me to Europe right out the gate, she was like, no. So, like, the fact that, he hit me back up later on and he said, look, I've been following your collegiate thing. And it's funny because he said, look, your leadership, your character, and, of course, your play style on the court. He said, it just drew me to this, had to pick you up. He said, I just had to hit you with this opportunity. And I just told myself, like, hey, look, it's a vacation and a little job opportunity. So either way, at least I'm taking some time away from Greensboro, get out and get away.
Yeah, no, most definitely, man. I think just in anything in life, I think character opens doors that talent can't. Like, no matter, so that's dope that you kept those connections and, like you said, are getting a trip. So, going to Barbados for the summer, playing some hoops, getting to put your game on an international stage, man. That is amazing. What was your initial thoughts and what's going through your mind right now as it's approaching?
I'm not gonna lie. When it was like 6-7 months ago, I was just like, okay, bet. I'm about to go over here. I'm gonna try. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I'm talking about, I'm about to go over here and drop 50 points or something. Like, really, like trying to hype it up. But as I get closer down to the wire, a little nerves get in because it's just like, this is that out in that stage. This is that, this could be that breakout moment.
Mm-hmm.
But back to like you asked me those life lessons. The biggest thing in my head was like, look, go out and enjoy every minute of this. Go out and because there's some younger guys on this that's in college. Shoot, if they ask you any questions about college, spread as much knowledge as you can to them. Just go out there and just do you as this was just like, your college or high school. This was just your team, and I would just plan on leaving it out there every single moment on the court. I mean, it's an opportunity where it's like you can't not leave it out there. You got to be extremely grateful for every second you get just to. First of all, put the uniform on to step out there on the court, let alone travel that far out there.
Most definitely. And then you see like the Dream Team and the Redeem Team documentaries and stuff, like having that opportunity to play for your country. Did you ever think that was going to be an option? And how does that feel that it is?
It feels great. I mean, like, playing in a uniform that says like USA, it's a definitely a little big head booster to it and everything.
Yeah.
Asked me this like, a year ago. No, I would not ever think like, hey, I'll get this opportunity. But it's something I'm definitely looking forward to expanding on. I kind of look at like, okay, well, look, now that I've done this, I can't stop here. Now I gotta get another country with another play for another country and get their name on their jerseys. Like I gotta at least have a little collection of this since I've done this. So it's just pushing for the best of everything out of this, being grateful for it, but still pushing for everything.
Absolutely. So as far as like the format, do you know anything about the setup, how the tournament will be, teams or anything like that?
So as I know, we won't be playing in a tournament type style. We'll be playing in more like which team has the best record out of 7 games.
Okay.
We're playing by FIBA rules. In terms of just like what games this and that, I just know coach told us, he was like, look, he said, right when we got the plane, he said we got practice in like 3 hours. The game the next day, so like be ready. I was like, oh, all right. And the biggest emphasis I think they was telling me down there is just like, hey, understand, these guys are playing for a different chip on their shoulder. So they said they're gonna want to show you up. It's like, this is not just them like trying to get a win. This is like them saying like Barbados is better than USA.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, yeah, we gotta really go down there and really be dogs and really fight for this. So I kind of liked it, just that chance to really be like that gritty team that just fight for this win and go out. Go out there. Goal is to go out there and get 7 wins in a row, and go ahead and say I brought the U.S. a dub out there in Barbados.
Hey, no doubt, man, no doubt. Looking at the roster, did you recognize any of the players? Were you familiar with anybody that would be playing on your team with you?
Nah, definitely just like random. I had a couple ideas where he could have picked from in like some areas, but like when I mean like he randomized this list so bad. Like there's a couple guys from like California, Texas, Minnesota.
Oh wow, okay.
Like Florida, New York, New Jersey. I was just like, oh, so we really all over.
Y'all gonna have to come together quick, bro.
That's what I'm saying. We got a bond on the plane ride.
Yeah.
I talked to some of the guys. Some of the guys are real cool guys. Like some are very confident, ready to go down there. Some I could tell like a little nervous, a little timid about it, but I know when we get down there, they're gonna be ready to compete.
Most definitely. Hey, make sure you take in some of them views too if you get a chance, man. Do you know anything about Barbados, the country?
Only thing I know about Rihanna being there, I know about the beaches being
Can't
white.
be that bad then, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. It was our the head guy went out there and everything just to like meet up with the people and get some stuff together. And he sent us pictures from like his little villa he was at. He was like, man. "Oh, y'all got 4 months till y'all out here vacation like me." I was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to sit up in a hammock with some ice bags on my knees."
Man, Ball and Rihanna, that's crazy, man. Salute to you. If y'all need a media guy, man, relay that.
Definitely we're gonna put in the word for you, my guy. Definitely.
I appreciate you, man. So let them know where to follow you so they can keep up with this journey of yours.
Look, you can follow me on my Instagram, which is it's TS. So it's ITS.TX. And then my Instagram is the same way. I kind of keep it like the same format so that way everybody can do it. And definitely I can send it to you so that way you can actually tag it out and everything into the post so that way they know where to click at.
Oh yeah, we got you, man. Appreciate you again for hopping on. Any parting shots before we get out of here?
Man, of course, shout out to Conework for, of course,
that guy, man.
I gotta shout out my guy. I gotta shout out my man.
Yeah.
Hey, hit him up.
That's the fan.
One of the top guys, one of the best trainers in like the Triad area. You definitely gotta hit my man's up. But that's all I have to say, to be honest.
Hey, respect. Drew, you gotta be watching, bro. We gonna tag you, man.
Yeah,
we gonna
tag
you.
Gotta
out
tag
there
him.
getting them boys right in the gym, man. Shout out. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, this has been Live with Brandon Blakney. We out. Yo, Ty, appreciate you being on again, man. And congratulations, bro. It's a dope opportunity.
I appreciate it again. I'm excited, man. I hope I did good on this.
Oh, no, great, bro. Great. Very well spoken, man. You got that media training over there.
Hey, Joseph Flegger made sure we had some media training. some media training.
Bro, that's a must. But I think it'll be coming out next Thursday. So I'll definitely have Dez tag you and everything on social media to make sure to share it. So we'll get you right. But appreciate you again, man. Good stuff, bro.
All right,
good luck, man.
Again, hold on. I'm gonna take a little screenshot of this. Go ahead.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Look at. See, we having something. Let's see if I can get this. I said I got it. Just hit me up whenever.
Okay, got you, bro. Appreciate you. Hey, man, let's do another one whenever you get back.